There are some experiences that constitute a turning point, or what is also known as a change of heart or perspective. Life is just a fleeting moment. Many of the beliefs that seem to be our guiding force in life can be stripped away in a moment. How often do we take life experiences for granted? The reality has always been, and always will be, that life spins on a dime. It can change in an instant. Nothing is forever, little is for sure. Many of us know this, and yet for some reason we constantly forget it. Why do we so easily delete important information from our minds and hearts? Why do we choose to ignore what is really significant? In life, there are things we know and other things we do not. What we know has everything to do with the past. What we don't know are the experiences we will have in the future. We can plan, we can dream, we can hope, and yet we have no guarantees. The only thing that is definite is that when we willingly let God guide our life, we have more peace and serenity. We may not always understand why things happen as they do, and yet with God in our life, we have more clarity. When we are open, we receive God's messages clearly in all we do. I dedicate what you are about to experience to the loving memory of Van Andreason. Forgiveness is a step that will move me closer to my primary purpose in life, which is to be a loving child of God. It is difficult to be my most loving self if I am holding on to negative feelings about another person or a past or present situation. I ask God to please help me release any feelings I may have which do not serve my highest good. I ask God to teach me the most loving way I can be. I ask that I be shown how to truly forgive another against whom I may be holding angry feelings. It is in the forgiving that I can truly serve Him. Is there someone in my life now, or maybe in the past, I need to forgive for a real or imagined wrong? As long as I hold on to resentments, I cannot truly love others to my fullest ability. Today, I will search my mind and my heart to reveal any hidden and deep-seated resentments I may be harboring. I will ask God to open my heart enough to let love replace resentment. When I am physically sick, the place to start my healing, the only place to heal, is in the mind and the spirit. For when the mind and the spirit are healed, the body heals. The process of healing is one of growth and learning. Growth within ourselves and learning how to fully accept what is and the love others will share with us. When someone I love passes from life to death, it is okay for me to feel my pain. This pain is not good or bad, it just is. In allowing myself to feel my pain, I will find a deeper level of God's love. I will find a deeper level of my love for others. It is also in the pain that I can begin my healing. I may not want to accept my loved one's passing, yet I know that God has guided their spirit to a safe and loving place. When I experience the passing of people I love, I can turn my concern over to God to help me walk through the pain. With virtually every passing I experience, I can choose to resent what has happened, or I can choose to be truly grateful for the time I was able to share with them. It is essential that I savor every day I have with those I love. The greatest gift I can give in friendship is the creation of loving memories. I may resist when someone or something is taken from me. It may be painful or uncomfortable after a loss. The way to stay peaceful and serene is to know that God has my best interest at heart. I may not understand why a change has occurred, yet when I reflect on it at some point later, I often can see God's perfection and wisdom clearly. Today I will let God guide me through my losses. He will comfort and guide me to a place of serenity and peace. For today, I will take time to remember special people who have touched my life. I will remember all the friends who have passed on. I will remember all the special moments I have shared with those who have made a difference in my life. For today, I will realize how blessed I have been to have had so many wonderful people touch my life. When I find myself trying to take control of the outcome of a situation, I will open my heart to the guidance of God. I will simply ask for the courage to trust the process. Often the greatest control I can have is the willingness to let go and let God. When I am confused, I don't have to have all the answers. I can drop to my knees and ask God to comfort my heart. Turning to God may seem to be a weakness to some, yet true strength in life comes from knowing there is a supreme being whom is our gentle, loving Father who is always there, a God that gently wraps His love around us. Not everything in life is a lesson to be learned. There are some experiences in life which constitute a turning point for me. I know this to be true. Often, I will intellectualize the experience and resist the change. The key to true growth is to take the change to heart. This is the purest type of turning point I can allow myself to experience. By allowing God to guide me, I find the turning points in my life easier to embrace and accept. How often do I take my time on earth for granted? There is a purpose for each of us. The simplicity of our purpose is to sincerely do God's will. So often I assume I know better than God what I should be doing rather than just trusting the process. I am constantly being shown what I am destined to do, yet my mind or ego gets in the way. I try to analyze so much of what I experience rather than just living in the moment. The key to true serenity and happiness is to simply experience life as it unfolds. Change is the natural order of life. Some change I willingly embrace. Other change I may be tempted to resist. When I get in a quiet place that allows me to listen to God, I realize all transformation is a part of the plan God has for my life. The more I embrace the change, the closer to God I will be. Or today, I will be gentle on myself. When I find that I'm having unrealistic expectations about who I think I should be or what I should have accomplished in my life to this point in time, I will take an imaginary step backward and realize I am human. I don't have to be all things to all people. On some days, the best that I can do is suit up, show up, and do the next indicated step. It may be something as simple as putting one foot in front of the other. There are occasions when I resist what is going on in my life because I think I know what is best for myself or for others. By resisting what is, I experience unnecessary pain. I am, in essence, saying I do not trust God's plan. That is not to say that I do not have choice. I always have choice. It is either to resist or not. Moment by moment, my actions will have influence on the circumstances of my life. Ultimately, though, God has the final determination and influence in all situations. When I slow down, get quiet, and allow myself to tune in to all that is occurring, I can see that everything is happening exactly as it should be. There will be times when the pressure of life becomes overwhelming. Times when I wonder why I or the people I love have to go through the struggles we do. When I am feeling overwhelmed, I will remember that God has a plan for my life and the lives of those I love. I may not always understand or know what the plan is. I realize that often opportunity is disguised as struggle. As I look over my life, it has often been the greatest obstacles and hardships that brought the deepest level of growth, love, and gratitude. How often do I miss the preciousness of life by worrying about what I did or did not do in the past, what I will or will not do in the future? To fully appreciate the wonders life has to offer, it is important for me to stay present in the moment. That does not mean I cannot plan for the future. It simply means that in all the best laid plans, I must be willing to accept whatever life puts in my path. By reaching a deep level of acceptance of what is and not wasting time and energy on unnecessary worry, I am able to fully be in my life. When I am uncertain about a situation, all I need to do is take a quiet moment and listen to the answers that are inside me. Simply let go of the distractions that make it difficult to intuitively know the right action to take. In the quietness, I can acknowledge that all the answers are coming from my heart and from God. I will send love to all I do and experience. Every person I come in contact with is an opportunity for me to love unconditionally. There may be times I think my love should be reserved for those who deserve it. It is not my place to judge another's station in life. God has a plan for all of us, and God's plan for me is that I learn to love unconditionally. Each moment of each day, I have the opportunity to share love with the people I connect with in every situation. There will be times when life can be overwhelming. I will give myself permission to realize that I will go through situations which can be very draining emotionally, physically, and spiritually. It is okay for me to step back and retreat from the pressures around me. I will spend more time being loving and gentle to myself. Today I will do something nice for myself instead of waiting for someone else to do so. I may take a walk in the park, buy myself flowers, write myself a sweet note, or take a long, leisurely bath. I will do what I need to do to feel loved. One of the greatest fears known to mankind is the fear of not being loved. This fear can affect all areas of our lives. To experience something from another, I must first be willing to give it. When I am coming from a place of love, when I am staying present in this very moment, when I am in a place of being of service to others and coming from my heart, any feeling of not being loved will disappear. Today I will do a good deed and not tell anyone what I have done. I may send an anonymous card to someone who is feeling unloved, maybe pick up some trash left behind by another, or buy a meal for a street person, perhaps visit a hospital and stop in on a patient who has no visitors. I need not let anyone know what I have done. On some occasions, even the receiver need not know I was the giver of the gift. It is in the giving of myself in this fashion that I can truly stay humble. Friendship is one of the most precious gifts we can give and receive. True friendship is about loving unconditionally, loving another for who they are, not who we think they should be. Today and every day, I will cherish my dearest friends exactly as they are. Every day, I have an opportunity to make a positive difference in someone's life. It could be a simple smile, a reassuring glance, or a kind word. And it may be with someone I don't know. Often in my haste to get through my day, I may have missed the chance to improve another's day. I will make a conscious effort to notice when God puts people in my life with whom I can share a precious moment. Kindness is a choice I make. There may be times when I am tempted to be harsh due to the pressures of my day. In each moment, I can make a choice to be kind or not. Today, if I find myself getting harsh at any point, I will stop, breathe, and focus on my heart energy. I will consciously focus on being more loving and kind to all I come in contact with. I may think I know what my purpose in life is. If I am anxious and stressful about what I am doing, then obviously I do not know what my purpose is. My only purpose is to be a loving child of God. It is to walk in love. When I remember this, all my fear, anxiety, and stress will diminish. There may be times I get upset by what another person is or isn't doing, is or isn't saying, is or isn't being according to my standards. The reality is that I am not the center of the universe. I don't know what that person may be going through. I may think they are not paying attention when I am talking to them, and yet it could be they just learned some very sad news that has them in a place of shock. Maybe they are not in a position to respond according to my standards at that moment. The most loving thing I can do is try to understand what another is going through. The most loving thing I can do is to realize that another has something going on that I may not understand at that moment. When I am with people I love, I will open my heart completely and let go of the fear of intimacy. Intimacy is the ability to be in the present and let others experience my essence. Intimacy is about letting go of fear of people knowing who I am. Intimacy is one of the greatest gifts I can offer another. I know that God loves me as I am. I do not need to win awards. I do not have to bend to please others. I do not have to pretend to be something I am not. All I have to do is be true to who I am and know that God is pleased. Today I will take the time to acknowledge something good someone else has done. I will speak from my heart as I express my gratitude for what they have done. Though this may be uncomfortable for me, I will take the time to let them know how much I appreciate what they've done. If I find this difficult, I will ask God to be my guide in this process. Often I spend precious time trying to figure out what I should be doing in life. The fact is, right now I am doing exactly what I should be doing in this moment, and doing it with gratitude. Whatever job I have, relationship I am in, home I live in, it is what is meant to be at this moment. These things may not always remain the same, but for now they are as they should be. As I become more in tune with God, I will know all the right actions to take to move me to the next situation. The key is to be grateful for all the experiences I have. Each day I will give thanks for the goodness in my life. At the end of my day, I will reflect upon all that has happened, all the people I have come in contact with, all the joy I was able to bring to others and others brought to me. At the end of each day, I will be thankful to God for the goodness I am experiencing. When I am moving in a place of gratitude, I am loving. I have been told that a grateful heart can't be a hateful heart. Throughout the day, I will focus on what I have to be grateful for. I will silently acknowledge all that is good in my life, and I will encourage others to affirm the goodness in their lives. It is important to be thankful. To give thanks to God for what is in my life is the greatest gift I can give to God. When I am so focused on what I do not have and I am not thankful, it is difficult for goodness to enter into my heart. Today I will give thanks for all the goodness in my life. If I find this difficult, I will remember to be grateful for the small things in life. Something as simple as the fact that I woke up today, I had a bed to sleep in, I have a roof over my head, or just by acknowledging a special friendship. By being grateful for what is good in my life, I will be blessed with more. With each moment that passes, with each breath I take, I will give thanks for the experiences I am having. I will give thanks for the clouds in the sky, the wind in the trees, the bird in flight. I will give thanks for the ability to reason, to think, and to understand. Most of all, I will give thanks for the love I have to share and my willingness to open my heart to others. Each day I have so much to be grateful for. In the busyness of my day, I may forget the good that surrounds me. Today and every day, I will take the time to look for all that is good in my life. I know that when I focus on what is good and what is right, the goodness will multiply. When I am feeling sorry for myself for what I think I don't have, it is time for me to focus on what I do have. If I don't think I have a big enough house, a fast enough car, or the right designer clothes, it may be time for me to humble myself and acknowledge what I do have. Do I have my health? Do I have love from another? Do I have a roof over my head? Do I have food on my table? Do I have God in my life? When I can stop long enough to acknowledge what I do have rather than what I don't, I can once again appreciate my path in life. My attitude plays a big part in the enjoyment of life. Today I will focus on all the blessings I have been given, whether they are big or small. The more I focus on what is good, the more abundance I will experience. The more I focus on God in my life, the better my attitude will become. I give thanks for this day before me. I give thanks for the abundance I have been given, for the health I have, and for all the love in my life. I will give thanks for all my trials and pain, for without them I would not grow. Most of all, I give thanks that God has shown me the goodness of His light. The more I can focus on what I have to be thankful for, the easier it is for me to notice what I have to be thankful for. There is abundance and happiness all around me. There are good people everywhere. All I need to do is open my eyes and see, and open my heart to love. If I cannot open my eyes and heart, I will ask for the willingness to be willing to be open. For today, I will breathe life into all my experiences. I will be grateful for anything that comes my way, no matter how pleasant, no matter how painful. I know that God has my best interest in mind, even though I may not understand all that I am experiencing. With many experiences, there will be pain and confusion. Misery, however, is optional. By trusting God, all things are made clear, and I am able to walk through the pain put in front of me. By expressing gratitude for all the blessings I have, the pain is more tolerable and easier to accept. I ask God to help me walk through life's obstacles and show gratitude in all that I do. As much as my body is nourished by good food, it is also nourished by good thoughts. My thoughts are powerful forces in my life. If I have good thoughts, my body, mind, and spirit can stay balanced. I realize that what I put into my mind through what I read, talk about, or hear makes a big difference in my emotional state. I will surround myself with good thoughts, readings, and conversation. As I open my heart to the goodness of life, I attract more goodness. As I send more love to others, whether they be strangers or those I am familiar with, I receive more love. Whatever I put forth to others, I will get more of. Today I will put forth more love, more caring, and more compassion. As I am willing to trust the process of life, when I walk through one door and it closes, another will open. All I have to do is be present with God. Trust that all is as it should be. Trust in God and trust in life. When I am not focused on the present moment, I am missing the essence of life. The key to true happiness is to stay completely present in this very moment. It is important to be present in the painful and uncomfortable moments as well as those that are happy and joyful. Regardless of what I am doing, when I am living in the moment, a loving memory can be created. Even during times of pain, if God is in my life, the memories of the present moment will be loving. All things will happen in their right time if I just let life flow as it should. The more I trust the process of life, the easier life becomes. Even during times of hardship, times when things are not appearing as they should, if I just step back and let God lead, life will turn out in the most pleasant way possible. Today is a new day. It doesn't matter what took place yesterday or what will happen tomorrow. In reality, this is the only day I have, the only moment I have. It is up to me to make each moment a good one with a special memory attached to it. My day is based on my attitude and actions. May I fill my day with a grateful attitude and loving actions. How many people seem to think they can predict the future? How many people believe they have plenty of time to do what they want or need to do? In reality, none of us has anything beyond this moment in time. How often do I try to control the direction of my life? What I do have control over is my attitude, my willingness to be teachable, and to admit that I may not have all the answers. There is one power who does have all the answers, and that power is God. May I find Him now. In the past, I have often tried to force the flow of situations. I became frustrated when things didn't turn out as I thought they should. And yet, as I look back on virtually every situation in which I became impatient, I can clearly see there was a reason for it not turning out as I had expected. In the future, when things are occurring in a way other than I think they should, I will pause and allow myself to come to a place of acceptance. Trust is the key to my wisdom. I will learn to trust all that I am experiencing. Every situation is a perfect opportunity for me to evolve into the person God intends me to become. Each day I have an abundance of opportunities to be a loving child of God. Each moment I can move closer to trusting God and share His love with others. I often find myself rushing in my day, rushing to get from one point to another, rushing to go from one experience to the next. Why do I rush? What is it I think I will be missing by slowing down? The irony is that by slowing down, I am actually in more of a position to take in life, to truly breathe it in. Throughout the day, I will check in with myself. When I find myself rushing, I will consciously slow down and thank God for the moment I am in. Today is a new day. Whatever happened yesterday cannot be changed today. I can learn from yesterday's experiences so I don't need to repeat something that was uncomfortable or unkind. I can let go of the past and be fully present in the moment. If I find that difficult, I can ask God to guide me so that I may be fully present in each moment. My past does not equal my future. What may have occurred in the past does not necessarily determine who I am today. The people who were in my past may not be the people who are in my life today. As I turn my life in a new direction, I realize that who I was yesterday is not who I am today. Each day is an opportunity to redefine who I am and want to continue to be. There are many things in life I enjoy that I may not have done recently because I have repeatedly told myself I am too busy. Or maybe I got caught up in the day-to-day grind. Today I will take the time to do something I enjoy. I may take a walk at sunset, feed the ducks at the park, plan an afternoon game of bowling, or visit with a friend. Today I will give myself permission to do something simple that brings me great joy. Time seems to pass so quickly. There is someone I have intended on making contact with for quite a while. Someone who I know would be as happy to hear from me as I would be to connect with them. I will take the time today to make a connection with this person. It could be through a letter, a phone call, or an email. Regardless of the method, I commit to connect with them today. It is so easy to get stuck in my routines. Routines are safe and comfortable. I know that at times it is very healthy to break out of some of my routines. It doesn't have to be anything drastic. It can be as simple as driving a different route to work or sitting in a different seat on the bus. It might be drinking my morning coffee with my left hand instead of my right, or getting up on the right side of the bed instead of the left. I realize that willingly changing my routines allows me to deal more easily with the inevitable changes that will occur in life. Each day I have the freedom to make choices. My life is about choice. I know that with God's guidance, I always make the best decision. When I am in doubt about a particular decision to make, I can simply get quiet with myself and silently ask for God's wisdom to come to me. As I get clarity, I intuitively know the best choice to make in any situation. Not everyone has the same time frame as me. When I place expectations on others to stay within my guidelines, I know I am setting myself up for frustration. I know this can cause undue and unhealthy stress. Life is too short to fret over the little things. Little things like someone showing up 5 minutes later than I expected, or someone driving slowly in front of me when I am in a hurry. Even something like missing a flight connection is not worth stressing over. I will consciously make an effort to relax in all situations today. I will allow others to honor their time frames. With each moment that passes, I have the opportunity to make a positive difference in someone's life. It is up to me in the moment-by-moment decisions I make what I contribute to others. I ask God to guide me in what is the right action to take at all times. With God in my life, I can only make the correct choices. Each moment in life is merely a memory of the time before. My mind is conditioned to think of the past more than it is to live in the present. All that I believe to be true is based on my past experiences. To be as present as I possibly can be right now, all I need to do is look over my life and realize that the times I felt the most alone and afraid were when I pushed God away. I felt alone and confused when I did not trust that God was there to guide me in all that I do. If I get out of my own way and allow God to gently guide me, whether it be through the words of another, an intuitive feeling, or a message in a book, I can truly know peace and happiness. I must allow myself to be open to the messages from God. So often I try to figure things out by myself. It is by doing this that I can feel alone and afraid. By simply turning my heart and attention to God, my soul is filled and all I need is made available. I don't have to experience life alone. God is my guide, God is my shepherd. If I keep myself open to the experiences and opportunities of life, all I need is provided for. There may be times I feel alone, confused, or afraid. By keeping my mind and heart open, I soon realize that everything and everyone I need are always present. God places people in my life to enjoy more meaning and fulfillment. All I need to do is be willing, open, and aware. In this moment, I have all that I absolutely need. When I find myself being motivated by fear of not having enough, I will pause, notice what I do have, and move into the next moment. By staying very present in the moment, the fear of lack is lifted. Through a conscious contact with God, my eyes are open wide to the blessings in my life. In this moment, I have all I need. There may be plenty of times when I want more than what I have. My wants and desires may fill my thoughts and leave me feeling empty. So often I find myself rushing through my day. For today, I will remember to pause and give thanks for what I am experiencing. It is not about how much I accomplish at day's end. Rather, it is about how much joy I experienced and brought to the lives of others throughout the minutes and hours of the day. When I rush through my days, I will miss out on the experiences of life. My impatience denies me the chance to receive God's gift of today. When I place expectations on other people or situations, I am upsetting my ability to live life with serenity. What I expect from others is based on my beliefs. It is not necessarily how life should be. When I find myself getting out of balance based on what I expect of others, I will take the time to acknowledge that they too have a God and I am not it. Today is the only day I have. There are two ways I can perceive this information. The first is to do whatever I want without regard to what is good or right for myself or others. When I do this, I may be acting irresponsibly. The second way is to live life to the fullest, appreciate each moment, and be accountable and responsible for my actions toward myself and others. When I walk with God in my life, I will automatically follow the path that allows me to be responsible and accountable while living life to the fullest. Some things may happen which I do not understand. Often I find myself resisting what is going on. It is through the resistance that I create unnecessary frustration and stress. It would benefit me to trust that all is as it should be. One of the best ways to assure I have a good outcome is to have a loving and positive attitude and to keep a conscious contact with God. How often do I spend my time thinking about what might or might not happen in the future? How often do I worry unnecessarily about things over which I have no control of at this time? Today I will trust what my future has and that it is exactly as it should be. Today I will release the need to control outcomes. Today I will turn my life over to God for His guidance. I enjoy the quiet time I share with God. In the silence of my mind and heart, I can connect with God in a most peaceful way. I can tune into the clarity that is meant to be mine. Thank you, God, for the goodness you have bestowed upon me. Thank you, God, for the goodness you have bestowed on me. Thank you, God. Thank you, thank you, God. Thank you, thank you, God. With God in my life, all things are possible. Everything I am experiencing is a part of God's plan. I may not always understand the path I am on, but as I allow myself to trust God's purpose for me, I can move along my path with ease. Sometimes I get frustrated with what I have or don't have in my life. Everything comes to me by the grace of God. God forever shines His goodness on me. God never turns away from me, but sometimes I may turn away from God. Each moment is my opportunity to open my heart to God and His goodness. Each moment is my opportunity to trust in God and His love for me. Through Him, I know all my needs will be met. There may be times when I want to experience God's presence in some majestic fashion, something dramatic and dynamic like the parting of the waters. And yet, if I simply open my eyes and look around, I can see how truly majestic God's presence is. God's presence is in the beauty of a flower, the majesty of a sunrise, the innocence of a child's smile, or the kindness of a stranger's words. God's presence is everywhere at all times. The only thing I really need to know is that God is in my life and wants the very best for me. What He and I consider the very best can be two completely different things. I ask that I have the courage to walk in the path God has chosen for me. I ask that I humbly acknowledge all that I am intended to do in this lifetime. At this moment, I may not know what that is. If moment by moment I ask for God's guidance, all shall be revealed to me. What I hear or see in another is often the voice of God speaking to me. Am I clear enough to receive His message? Do I keep myself blocked waiting for God to speak to me in some astounding way, like the parting of the mountains? And yet the message of God through the voice of another is astounding. All I need to do is listen. Every encounter I have with another, no matter how big or small, is on time and on purpose. God's message could be someone I meet in the grocery line or in the elevator, a chance smile, a chance message. As I reflect on my path in life, I can clearly see how God has always been there for me. During the times I felt alone and afraid, it was from my resistance of God, not God's resistance of me. I give thanks that today I can embrace the love God has for me. I give thanks for all the wonderful blessings, big and small, I am experiencing by having God in my life. Life is a process of moment-by-moment experiences. With each moment that passes, I determine my process through my thinking, actions, and words. Are my thoughts, actions, and words loving and kind? Do I strive to bring joy to the lives of others? Or do I walk in fear and reflect that in all I do? When I let God into my life, I live in a way that brings joy to myself and others. Today, I will let God into my life in everything I do. In everything I do, I am either moving closer to God or farther away. Every thought I have, every action I take, every breath I breathe moves me closer to my Maker or moves me farther away. Today I will ask God to guide me in ways which will move me closer to Him in all that I do, think, and say. Some people believe that power comes from the outside in. The reality is that all power I have comes from the inside out. Whatever I believe to be true about myself is projected to the outside world. To have power, I must believe that I have it. The truest power comes from having God in my life. Oftentimes I can find more satisfaction in a place of solitude with myself and with God rather than being around lots of people. When I carry anger or resentment toward another, the best thing I can do is pray for them. Pray that they have all the things that I desire for myself in life, all the goodness, abundance, health, love, caring, and joy. Pray and send love their way. If I find this difficult, I can ask God to guide me so that I may have more compassion for those in my life, for those I willingly love and those I may resist loving. When I walk with God in my life, I have love for everyone. When I place my value of who I am based on my outside circumstances, I am shortchanging myself. In God's world, in God's time, in God's eyes, I am complete regardless of what my outside circumstances are. Regardless of how much money I have, what kind of clothes I wear, what kind of car I drive. Who I am comes from the inside out, not from the outside in. There may be times I get upset by what another person thinks or says about me. What they think or say about me is none of my business as long as I know in my heart I am in tune with God's will. And as long as I know I am doing God's work, who I am and what I am doing is exactly who I should be and exactly what I should be doing. The light of God shines upon me in all that I do. If for some reason I do not feel that light, God has not abandoned me. He never does. It could be that through my thoughts and actions, I have moved away from God. In each moment, I have the choice to move closer to God to feel His light shine upon me. Today I will walk the path that God leads me down without resistance. I may not know where it is going, but I know that when I trust in God, my path will be open and clear. All of us have dreams. Some are large, some are small. There are some dreams I have never taken action on. It could be the desire to take acting classes or learn to skydive, go on a cruise, or travel to some exotic faraway place. Whatever my heart's desire is, I will take one step towards living that dream. That step could be something as simple as picking up a brochure from a travel agency or calling the local college to find out when the next drama class begins. However small the step is, I commit to taking the action today. Creativity occurs when I let God use me as His tool. When I try to take control of the creative process, I am pushing God out of the way. I need to make room for God so that He may guide me in His work. Today I will take the time to savor every moment. I will breathe deeply of the bounty of life. I will take time to smell the roses and walk in nature. For it is in the communion of nature I can connect with my deepest level of creativity. Creativity is simply God working through me. There have been times in the past I feared knowing who I truly am. This is no longer true. Today I relish the opportunities to know and love myself completely. Today I enjoy every expression of who I am. There are many times in life that what I see in another is simply a reflection of myself. If I see anger, hostility, aggression, and lack of love in another, it is usually fear within me that is being reflected. It benefits me to look within to see if perhaps these are parts of myself I need to heal. By asking God to open my eyes and my heart, I can move from a place of fear to a place of love. And by moving in love, I can truly share the gifts of life with others. To live a complete life, I must give myself to every encounter that I have. With every person I cross paths with, may each encounter be complete as we part our ways on the physical realm. May I give all the love, all the honesty, all the joy that I am capable of giving to another in each moment that I am with them. May I leave no stone unturned, no thought unsaid, no words unspoken to those I love, so that each relationship is complete at all times. Fear is something that can immobilize me. Courage is not the absence of fear. In looking back over my life, I realized that it was during the times of greatest fear that I moved into action that would help me to get through it. Courage is the ability to acknowledge fear and walk through it anyway. When I am in fear, all I need to do is turn to God and He will guide me through the tough situations. It is in the trust of a power greater than myself that I can find the courage to walk through my fears. Each day I will ask God to guide me. Although I know God is always my guiding force, I sometimes find myself resisting what may be put in front of me. What I truly ask of God and am in need of is the wisdom to be open to what God's plan for me is and God's plans for others is. The greatest gift I can give to myself and others is the acceptance of what God has in mind for me. Each day is a new opportunity to tune in on a deeper level to my purpose in life. Although I may think my purpose has something to do with the material world, in all reality my only purpose in life is to come from a place of love and joy. In doing so, I find that all the confusion as to why I was put on this earth lifts from my mind. Often my ego will try to convince me that I should be doing something other than what I am doing. In God's world, everyone is a messenger. Any way that I am delivering the message is exactly how it should be done. It could be in one-on-one situations, or it could be through working with large groups. When I doubt myself, it is the ego that is telling me that I am not doing what I should be doing. When I am truly walking with my path with God, every moment is a moment of teaching for myself and others. In life, the best that I can do is the best that I can do. I don't need to stress over what I could have done yesterday or what I can do tomorrow. All I can do is be present in the moment and live each moment to the fullest. With a conscious contact with God, I know I am always doing my very best. Each moment is a new opportunity to breathe in the goodness of life. Each moment I can make a loving difference in the life of another. Each moment I can do something to heal the earth. Each moment I can realize that this is the only time I have. Each moment I can consciously choose to turn my life over to God for His guidance. People often insist that in order to be happy, we must constantly strive to have bigger, better, more. In God's world, it is not about continually obtaining and wanting more. Happiness is about being grateful for what I have at any given moment. It is in the ability to be truly grateful for whatever is in my life that I will find the greatest level of joy and happiness that I can experience. When I am feeling unhappy, all I have to do is stop and reflect on what I have to be grateful for. I will then be able to move back to a place of happiness and joy. Sometimes I don't feel like I am doing all that I should be doing. When this happens, my self-esteem may be low. In reality, the way to keep my self-esteem at a good level is to be connected with God. When I am connected with God, I know in my heart I always have enough of everything. I know that I am just fine the way I am. So often I try to achieve far too much in any given period of time. Today I will take time to relax, rest, and regroup. It is not necessary for me to be constantly achieving. Sometimes the greatest gift I can give to myself and others is to just be. So often I am hung up on what I think I should be doing rather than just being in the moment. I may try desperately to achieve something I think will make me more valuable to others, and in the process, I forget that I am valuable just as I am. I do not have to chase after anything. All my needs are being met. God is taking care of me. God sends me inspiring thoughts and creative ideas. It is up to me to honor God's grace by taking appropriate action on these thoughts and ideas. My worth is not determined by my outward accomplishments. My worth has already been determined by God. The only measuring stick I need is love and understanding. Beyond that, most things are illusions. Creativity is in me at all times. When I feel blocked or uncreative, it could be that I am too focused on outcomes. All I need to do is turn my thoughts to God, and my creative energy is open. Throughout my life, I have determined what success means. As I have grown and changed, my definition has also changed. As I became a more complete person, I realized that success today is not necessarily what I thought it would be yesterday. It is okay for me not to feel on top of the world every day. Some days, the best I can do is simply put one foot in front of the other. When I am going through extremely painful experiences, it is important for me not to stuff my pain. I will allow myself to feel my feelings and ask God to guide me through the process. I will treat myself with kindness throughout the day. I will notice what I am putting into my mind, body, and spirit. I will notice if I am treating myself with love and kindness on all levels. At any moment in my day, I can change what I am doing to be a more loving person to myself and others. Often I get so caught up on accomplishing things that I forget to take time to just be. When is the last time I simply allowed myself to sit in a quiet space with no other purpose than to just be? Today I will take the time to sit quietly with myself, time to enjoy the quietness of solitude, time to relax in the moment, time to connect with God. There are times I need to be alone with no distractions. When I get caught up in the hustle and bustle of life, I will consciously take time to relax. So often I get into the mindset that there just isn't enough time to do all the things that I need to do. In reality, I have all the time necessary to complete everything I must do. It may just be that my ego is trying to defeat the balance of life by telling me that I am not doing what I must do. The only thing I need to do in life to be happy is to be present in the moment. The more I take time to stay balanced, the more I will accomplish all that I am intended to. Today I will take the initiative to do something I have been putting off for some time. It could be calling a friend I haven't talked to in a while, cleaning out a closet that I have avoided organizing, or writing a letter to a loved one. I will take the initiative to do something that will give me a sense of satisfaction and possibly bring pleasure to someone else. Today, no matter what, I commit to an action. When I am feeling lonely and alone in the world, all I really need to do is look inside my heart to know that I am loved. I just have to be willing to accept the love as it expresses itself with every shadow and every brave sunshine that comes through. Every smile and gentle touch others extend is God showing Himself to me. I can trust I have been blessed by God, and with Him by my side, I am never alone. Sometimes I might get frustrated over not understanding the process of life. In reality, I already know everything I need to. The knowledge will be revealed in its right time and right place. As I am ready, the knowledge will unfold and I will remember. Whatever I want to experience in my life, I must be willing to teach. If I want to experience love, I must teach love. If I want to experience peace, I must teach peace. If I want to experience joy, I must teach joy. The most powerful way to teach is through my actions. When my actions match my words, I am teaching my truth. The best way for me to live my life is with integrity. Integrity is about being whole and complete. When I'm living with integrity, I have balance in my heart and mind. I intuitively know if I am living with integrity. The purest way of living with integrity is when my words and my actions match. Whatever my dreams and goals, it is up to me to take action on them. Often what holds me back from taking action is fear. Fear of failure, of success, of rejection, of acceptance, of making a mistake. The only mistake I can truly make in life is to not take action on my dreams. In my heart, I know that when I allow God to guide me in all my actions, they will be appropriate and move me closer to the fruition of my dreams and my life's path. May I accept God's guidance now and always. There may be times where people will judge me for who they think I should be. All I truly need to know is that in God's world, I am who I am. In God's world, I am whole, I am complete, just as I am. God loves me just as I am with all my imperfections. With all my needs, wants, and desires, God still loves me. Today, I will not judge who I am. I can only teach others what I believe to be true. If I believe life is good, then I can teach good. If I believe life to be bad, then I will teach the lessons of sorrow and despair. I must look within my heart to know what is true. What is the legacy I choose to pass on to others? Sometimes I put so much effort in trying to figure out why I am here and what I am supposed to be doing. All around me there are reminders. It is all very simple. All I have to do is put one foot in front of the other and trust the process of God, and everything will be revealed. I need only open my eyes and heart to a higher level of awareness to realize there are people all around me who are in pain. There is anger, violence, and hostility destroying people's lives. My purpose is to merely touch the lives of as many people as I can in a loving way. As I grow and develop, I develop into who I am meant to be. It is through the resistance of that growth, through the resistance of the emergence of who I am, that I experience pain. When I allow God to guide me, I realize that anywhere I am and anything I experience is exactly where I need to be. There may be times I get frustrated with the pace of my life. Maybe I don't think things are moving along quickly enough, or maybe I think things are happening too quickly. To have serenity and balance in my life, I must remember that life is happening at just the pace it is intended. The best I can do is to take action on my hopes and dreams and leave the outcome to God. I cannot force the flow of how things should be. I can only be accountable for my actions. As I grow and change, I realize things that may have been of interest to me in the past may no longer hold that same appeal. It is okay to let go of those things that no longer work in my life, those things that no longer bring satisfaction and joy. Today, what brings satisfaction and joy is walking my path in life, doing the will of God. There are times I may search for the purpose and meaning in life when the entire time my purpose has been made abundantly clear. My purpose is to live life with joy and love. My purpose is to be present in the moment and to connect with others in a loving way. As I reflect on my life and all I have done or not done, do I feel complete? Each moment I have the opportunity to make my life complete through my thoughts and actions. My life is complete when I move in love and harmony. When I speak kind words and take kind actions towards all I come in contact with, I am complete. It is up to me in each moment to make my life complete. By consciously accepting God into my life, I am complete. I cannot give what I do not have. To give love, I must have love. To give happiness, I must have happiness. To give freedom, I must have freedom. To give the wisdom of taking risks to another, I must have taken risks. It doesn't matter what the outward circumstances are. It is what is going on inside. To give to others, I must first know that I have this inside, and with God in my life, I have all these things. In closing, life is a process of unfolding our love, desires, purpose, joy, and our relationship with God. May God bless you, and you bless God.